Hi guys, this is Amir. Today we're making this video about showing you how to replace the motor coupler screwdriver on this garage opener not opening. Go to the emergency release rope and pull it. You guys can see I disengaged the garage opener and this opener is broken. It made a loud grinding noise, so you guys can hear that trolley inner slide went over too far, hit the end of the rail. Limit travel are in the down position. Go to your travel limits and back off the down limit. You get your straight flathead screwdriver. Before taking the opener down, make sure you check the travel limits. They need to be or somewhat close. So don't monkey around with the limits too much. Just maybe a little adjustment. Before taking the opener apart, make sure this garage opener motor is actually rotating in the down position. To verify that, hit your remote and block the beam. And if you hear the motor reverse, then that's telling it's going back to the up position and you see the motor light blink 10 times. Just go ahead and press your remote, okay? Now run your foot to the sensors. I know you heard the motor just reverse and the light's gonna blink 10 times. So that lets you know it's in the up position now, so it reversed. Press your remote again to make this garage door limit fully down travel. And you can see the screw is not turning. So the coupler is broken. So that tells it's in the down position. Pretty much the garage opener broke down in the down position instead of up position. As you can see, there's a broken spring. This door is heavy. I am going to call a professional to replace the broken spring to get the door working again. And also, safety first, unplug garage door motor. So as you can see, the garage door professional came and changed out both of those springs, and you can see they're new torsion springs, zinc galvanized. So those garage door springs are working, so this door is balanced. Like, I'm gonna push it. This door is balanced, you can tell, it stays up. Door is disengaged from the motor. Okay, I'm gonna get the part replacement. It's gonna arrive tomorrow. This door is well balanced, fully opens. Springs are strong, that's a good tendency to stay up. Now I'm gonna close it. Door stays up. The garage door runs decently. This emergency release rope is still disengaged because the motor is actually still broken. Got the ladder and it was appear to be the motor coupler. You see it? It's broken. So literally I have the plastic piece inside. So I literally had to pull out cracked coupler because literally it was actually causing to make that grinding noise. That's why it wasn't gripping due to an unbalanced door with one spring. Make the garage door very heavy to lift the door. So as you can see, I bought this new garage door opener screwdriver coupler, LiftMaster. This is the good one. This is new one I bought from Amazon. And this is the old coupler that is cracked due to an unbalanced door. So literally you can see how the teeth are getting worn out, cause this to get brittle and then boom, cracks. And it starts to break it loose and it causes the opener to slip and make that grinding noise. When it was trying to open due to a very heavy door. So please do not run over an unbalanced door, because literally this can happen to your garage opener coupler breaking. And literally these are cheap. They cost about $6 in Amazon to replace. This is bad condition. I can tell how it's worn down inside. You can see 8 of those teeth in there can cause to worn out. That was the motor that's causing the problem to be broken. So literally it wasn't the motor. This is the new coupler. Alright, let's install this garage door opener screw drive coupler. So do not taking this bolt fully out. The garage door opener is still holding the heavy weight into the ceiling to a structural beam. More better instead of taking down this garage door opener, and you don't need to take off those wires. You could do it if you want. It'll be more easier to take down the garage door opener. More better, I just loosen the bolts. And also, I'm about to use my socket wrench to remove this 11mm bolt and this large bolt right here. And then boom, the garage opener can move back, so I'm able to slip in the coupler. When I popped it out, I run the garage opener to able to get it to the down position with the trolley. And literally, you're gonna have to take off those bolts with a wrench socket or a electric nut driver. Instead of taking down this opener, you actually can loosen the bolts so you're able to have more swing of it pulling back the motor. Or you can use a nut driver, loosen those bolts for the opener so you're able to have the housing motor push back so you're able to slip in the coupler up there and still have your garage opener disengage so you're able to have more swing, because the rail is going to move when you're trying to able to get the opener coupler in, and you're going to have to make sure your garage door opener limits are in the right position before putting the coupler in. Just need to loosen those small 11mm bolts. Make sure you level the motor unit to get the spline shaft to align the motor. There's the new coupler to get into the spline shafts. Tighten those 2 11mm bolts and tighten this 13mm bolt that goes to the angle iron that holds the garage door motor onto the ceiling. Socket in and an adjustable wrench on the inside and get your garage opener secured. Secured. And then the back of it. Make sure the bolts are secured. Now plug in back the garage opener. Now let's give it a test. So as you can see, you need to increase the up limit travel. I don't even need to do adjustment on the down limit. I just need to increase it a little more. Don't increase it too much. You don't want to exceed the limits too much. On the garage door motor. Now I'm closing the garage door to see how far the door is going down.